we go. Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. Niners win again. That's 3 wins in a row. First time they have won 3 games since they started the year 3-0. And San Francisco now 9-4 on the year. My name is Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day as the Niners dominate the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland by a final score of 26-8. Brock Purdy, the numbers are not going to be gaudy, but I thought he played a very good football game considering he has struggled in bad weather games throughout his career. And back when he played in Cleveland in 2023, it was one of the worst starts that he's had in his NFL career. But today, 16-29, 168 yards. He threw a touchdown to Jauan Jennings on 3rd down. On another 3rd down, he ran it in for another touchdown. So he accounts for 2 scores today. And on the rushing touchdown that he had, really faked out the entire defense on the read option. The drive before the half to march the Niners down the field, in which he was throwing balls downfield with accuracy and really nice touch, including a 33-yarder downfield to George Kittle. That was big time to set up a Matt Gay field goal, which boinked in off the left upright. And so Purdy was efficient, and I thought that he was moving around really well. But really, when I think about this game for the Niners, I want to label it as an opportunistic victory for San Francisco. And here's what I mean by that. They were able to take advantage of all of the Browns' miscues in this football game. And you think about what transpired in this game. Early on, there was a 66-yard punt return for Sky Moore that led to a Christian McCaffrey touchdown. And how about that trade for Sky Moore? It's ended up being a sneaky great move by John Lynch because Sky Moore has turned into one of the better returners in all of football. He had the 98-yard kick return against Arizona a couple of weeks ago. Then he has the 66-yard punt return in which he had that great stiff arm of the punter to set up a touchdown. So that was being opportunistic for San Francisco. A little bit later in the game, the Niners get a 4th down stop where Kevin Stefanski, most overrated coach in the NFL, decides to go for it deep in their own territory, and he has a rookie tight end take a snap from under center. Niners get a short yardage stop there that led to the Brock Purdy rushing touchdown where he faked the entire defense. Faked the handoff to McCaffrey, got the edge, turned it upfield, and he was pumped up to find the paint. And then late in the game, to really put it away, the Browns fumble a punt on a fair catch, and on 3rd down, Brock Purdy finds 3rd and Jauan Jennings for a touchdown, his 5th touchdown of the season. So it was just a team effort for the Niners today. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. You knew it was going to be ugly because it was cold, because it was rainy, bad weather in the forecast. We saw a ray of sunshine for like 30 seconds. That's what you get on a November 30th game in Cleveland. And Kyle Shanahan going into this game was 1-8 all time as an offensive coordinator and head coach against Jim Schwartz. His offenses were averaging under 16 points per game. Jim Schwartz had his number. But in this game, I thought the offense executed when they needed to, and they took advantage of all those Browns mistakes, and the Niners get a big win going into the bye week, and they had that big second half after a halftime. It was 10-8. And this league, man, this is why the National Football League is king. The Los Angeles Rams, hottest team in football, 2 losses this year. Number 1 seed going into Sunday in the NFC. Everybody had pinpointed the Rams as the team that was the Super Bowl favorites across the NFL because in the AFC, who the hell's going to win it? We have absolutely no idea. The best team record-wise has been the Denver Broncos, but their offense has been so sporadic. The Colts struggling, injured quarterback. They lose again today. They're 8-4. Houston rising up. They're 7-5. I don't take the Ravens seriously. The Bills don't have a good defense. The Chiefs might not make the playoffs. Do you trust the Jags? Do you trust the Chargers? The AFC is wide open. In the NFC, we're thinking Rams are playing the best. They lose on the road against the Carolina Panthers. And just as everybody had drawn it up, with the Rams losing, the Chicago Bears are now the number 1 seed in the NFC. So I say all of that to pose this question. Niners now 9-4, wide open NFC. Should the Niners be taken seriously as a team that can compete for an NFC title? I know their schedule has been weak, but of late, they've forced, 7 turnovers in the last 3 games? They've been really solid against the run, although today, some running lanes opened up for Cleveland, but they couldn't throw it at all. And this offense, playing pretty damn well. What a job by Kyle Shanahan this year. And the stats weren't crazy, but a really nice game for Brock Purdy in this weather. And I think the positive here was that he moved around pretty well. Now, I have some concerns, obviously, with this Niners team. As you look at Brock Purdy's numbers here to my right, the offensive line gave up a ton of pressures, but you're going up against one of the top defenses in football. Myles Garrett had a sack. He's up to 19. I think he's going to break Michael Strahan's record, which has been in place since 2001. The Niners' defensive line, it wasn't fantastic, but look, Clelin Ferrell had 2 sacks. Keon White had a sack. And they were able to get some good pressure on Shedeur Sanders. So we just don't know what's going to happen in this NFC. Rams lose on the road against the Panthers. Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC. They have some holes. Philadelphia Eagles are free-falling. The Niners have already beaten the Seattle Seahawks. They almost beat the Bucs, but the Bucs have really been struggling. The Panthers might be in the lead of the NFC South at some point soon. The Green Bay Packers have all of their flaws. Why not the Niners? Why not? And with everything that they have had to deal with this year, for this team to be 9-4 really is incredible. Speaks to the great coaching job from Kyle Shanahan this year. All right, more to get to here on the other side, but let's get to our sponsor. Ridge is still running their Black Friday sale. You have to get their wallet. The Ridge 2.0, it is incredible. It has been game-changing. It has been life-changing. My wallet used to look like the one which we're showing you down below, a big leather crusty brick. And it got to the point where it was so fat, I was sitting on my chair. I was like leaning. And I'm somebody who hates having too much in my pocket. With the Ridge wallet, it is slim. It is practical. It has a modular design. And it's made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, carbon fiber. This is the last wallet you'll ever have to get. Ridge has been perfecting the wallet for 12 years. And if you want a Niners Ridge wallet, you can get that as well. Over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. You can even get a wallet that features every NFL, Major League Baseball, or college team. This is perfect for holiday gifting. And when you get something for somebody, don't you want to get something that they're actually going to use? I use my Ridge wallet every single day. All Ridge wallets have new industry-leading built-for-life warranty. So even if your wallet is lost or stolen, they've got you covered. Over 100,000 five-star reviews. That is proof that Ridge is a gift that people love to receive. They're not just about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and their game-changing power banks, all built with the same sleek, durable design. You'll find the perfect gift for every wish list. So losing your wallet, it's also the worst. But with the Ridge Tracker card or the AirTag attachment, you'll know exactly where it is before panic mode kicks in. For a limited time, Ridge is having their huge Black Friday sale. Head to ridge.com/chat. Get up to 47% off your order. This is by far the biggest discount they've given all year. That's ridge.com/chat for up to 47% off your order during their biggest sale of the year. After you make your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Chat Sports, the 49ers Report, and Chase Sr. sent you. So earlier I talked about how this was an opportunistic victory for the Niners today, with a bunch of people really cashing in. And Chip, can we take a look at the stat-by-stat comparison here? because the numbers are not going to blow you away. But there are a couple of key numbers here that were big for the Niners in resulting in this victory. Now, total yards, 251 to 253. In a bad weather game like this, you're not going to see a lot of offense. I had told you to take the under of 38. Great bet. That hits. Didn't expect a lot of points to be scored in this game. It was 10-8 again at halftime, so it was ugly. It was low scoring, and it was a difficult game for the Niners. They pulled away because of the mistakes that the Browns made. 161 passing yards to 115. Niners run it for 90. Browns run it for 138. A big one here, I thought the Niners and their precision on third down, one of the biggest keys in this game. First touchdown came on a third down when Christian McCaffrey ran it in. Second touchdown, Brock Purdy's run, came on third down. Third touchdown came on the Purdy to Jauan Jennings touchdown. There were also a couple of plays in this game that Purdy made on third down where he was able to carve up this Browns defense, which is one of the best defensive units in the NFL. And the time of possession, pretty split there because the Browns able to maintain possession of the football because they ran it so often. And I know that the Niners running the football, it's been a struggle all year. I thought the running game was good enough in this game. Efficient. 20 carries for 53 for McCaffrey. 8 carries for 26 for Robinson. Purdy had 2 carries for 4 yards, but a touchdown. McCaffrey had a touchdown, as I mentioned. Mac Jones got in. A couple of quarterback sneaks to end it. Or one quarterback sneak and a kneel to end it. Purdy or McCaffrey from an all-purpose standpoint. This is his second game all year in which he didn't go over 100 all-purpose yards. But he had some big plays within it. And then receiving-wise, George Kittle, 4 for 67. Big plays in this game. 16.8 yards per catch. The 33-yarder downfield set up the field goal before recess. Jauan Jennings, a big and efficient game. 4 for 39. He had a touchdown. And from a rough start of the year, I think JJ's played pretty damn well. And with Brandon Ayuk most likely not going to be on this team in 2026, does that open up an opportunity for the Niners to bring back JJ? I think that's really important. Such a gritty player who does some really key things. Ricky Pearsall had a big catch downfield before the break, along a 13, 2 catches for 14. What's been weird is that since he's come back, he's been held in check, but I think he's due for a breakout soon because he's been open on a couple of occasions. And this Niners defensive line, they got after Shedeur Sanders all day. He was sacked 3 times, lost 34 yards. The Niners as a team had 6 quarterback hits. This Browns offensive line has not been good. They had some injuries today that didn't make matters better. But I like how this defensive line played. Upton Stout made some plays. Alfred Collins made some plays. CJ West made some plays. You're seeing these young players play a lot better for San Francisco. And that's a good sign. And again, on special teams, you get the 66-yarder from Sky Moore. And you get the recovered punt fumble for the Niners. And really since that Jags game, Brant Boyer's special teams unit has been a lot better. So in all 3 phases, the Niners are playing pretty damn well right now. And this is why I've said all along, get into the dance. When you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. When the Niners started off 3-5 in 2021, did anybody expect them to make it to the NFC Championship game? They did. They were underdogs on the road against the Cowboys in the wild card round. Won. They were underdogs against the number 1 seeded Packers in the divisional round on the road. They won. They were up 17-7 in the NFC Championship game against the Rams. Should have won. Anything can happen when you get in the dance, and anything can happen when you've got some marquee playmakers and when you have a coaching staff like the Niners have, where Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh, Brant Boyer, they give you a chance week in and week out. So an impressive win for the Niners today. I thought this is going to be a really difficult spot for San Francisco. And against a tough team, tough circumstances, they win going into the bye. And now they get the rest up. They come out of the bye. They play Tennessee. Then some big games await. They'll have Tennessee, Indy, Chicago, Seattle. And so the question that I posed earlier, are the Niners contenders in the NFC? Type yes. Type no. This thing is wide open. Let me know.